or they try to.
What in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus?
What ruckus?
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
You're now listening to Music Impulse with Smilez.
All right, y'all, it's your boy Smilez, and we back for another episode of the Music Impulse. On this episode, I wanted to go through and review the new 21 Savage album, his first solo album in about 5 years, you know, since the I Am Better Than I Was album that he came out with. It's crazy to think that he had a solo album in that long, as like active as it seemed like he's been over the last 5 years, but 21 Savage is back with a new album, American Dream. So I had to holler at my girl Key from Clee to discuss this album, because I knew on the last episode we discussed our mutual like of 21 Savage and things like that, and you know, from tweets I've seen her talk about 21 Savage, so you know, we had to go through and talk about this album. How you doing?
I'm good, you know. Browns ain't going to the Super Bowl, but it's okay.
Yeah, neither of the Cowboys. Yeah,
it's okay. You know, we got embarrassed a little bit, but we made it. You know.
Yeah, we did too.
I thought he was gonna flick around and find out, but we did not. But
yeah, I thought Flacco was like, damn, I should have signed that contract before.
Okay.
The game. Like, should have signed that guaranteed contract that I was gonna be the backup already before. I was like, they gonna be like, we're gonna think about them numbers real quick. Let's.
Okay, I'm like, I think about them numbers, but it was a good season for us. You know, we had backup on backup quarterback, so
yeah,
it's good that we even had a spot to the wild card round. But that
because he was like the fourth or fifth one y'all had this year.
Man, the fourth.
Yeah, the fourth. Yeah.
So, that was
still
insane.
Make it to the playoff. That's still great.
So impressive, right? But it's cool. We got next year, you know, and I feel like we're gonna keep saying that, but we got next year.
Yeah, because before that game, I was like, hey, the AFC is gonna go through the AFC North. I was like, I would love to see it come down to like Ravens versus Browns, or
yeah, I would love to see that
Ravens versus Steelers. I was like, I was tuning in a little bit to the Bills and Steelers game that's on right now, but I ain't gonna lie, I don't really care that much about watching that game.
Yeah, it's definitely still, you know, we don't care about the Steelers. I would much rather see the Ravens go than the Steelers, but
yeah.
Woo! It's been a wild ride this season, but we're making it. You know, we'll see what the Cavs do, but I don't know. I feel like the Clippers gonna take it all too, so we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I was like, after the Super Bowl, it's time to switch the focus to basketball.
But it's okay, you know. It's cool. I'm not too sad about it. I'm just mad that we went out like that. Like, they was getting touchdowns on touchdowns on touchdowns the whole second half, and I was just cringing in the third quarter. I was like, I can't even watch this no more. They tearing us down.
Yeah, because I called my mom. I think it was during the second half, because you know my mom's a Browns fan. So I was like, hey, I was just calling to see, you know, how you doing? How you feeling about this game? She was like, oh, I hadn't even turned it on yet. I was like, oh, well, you might not want to.
Right, don't even turn it on yet. First half was time to watch, because it was getting real good. I'm thinking it was gonna be a real good matchup, and then the second half it was like take off. I was like, sheesh.
Yeah, I was like,
just
come
lining
on,
them,
y'all.
was lining them touchdowns up. But what can we do?
Yeah.
And the Cowboys, that was sad to see too, because it was at first it was like, did they know they were playing today? Like it was so sad to watch.
Yeah, because even my girl kept saying like, "Yo, like, is it because of the cold weather? Or,
Like, are they cold?
Like, what's wrong with them?"
I'm like, what's going on?
I was like, these Cowboys.
But it's sad.
That's why like fourth quarter, I was like, I don't care that we're catching up because like these are empty calories, empty yards. Like this is like it don't mean nothing. We're still gonna lose.
All of it don't even mean nothing, but it was just sad to see. Like it was like, dang. And then it was like all my backup teams was losing too. The Dolphins won, Miami lost, and I was like, well, I don't care no more.
Yep.
So we'll see. I'll never care about the Super Bowl no more. So congrats in advance.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna root for the Lions for now.
Yeah, it'd be nice
because I know so many people from
Ravens,
Detroit.
though.
I was like, I don't know all the people I know from Detroit. I'm gonna root for the
For
Lions.
real, it would be nice to see the Lions or the Ravens go, but you know, whatever happens. We'll see.
Yeah, because all my Detroit friends and like Cleveland friends, we've had the conversation like, yo, we're like twins when it comes to being Browns and Lions fans. It's like
Right.
the struggle of just
The
knowing.
struggle. So that's crazy that both of us, you know, even made it to that wild card. Like we was breaking some boundaries there, so it was just good to see.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Even if we didn't follow through, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Like a good old time.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm gonna tune into this Eagles game later on. You know, the root on.
Yeah.
Just because you know, being in NFC East, I don't want to see them win. It's like
Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Because I was talking about them. I was like, yo, the fact that he got his team to the playoffs and no one's talked about them all season long.
Brown, man, listen. And it's crazy how he left the Browns and was able to do all of that. I'm just like, you know what? I'm happy for you because you wasn't appreciated here no way.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, so I was like, I wouldn't mind seeing them just at least beat the Eagles. After that, I don't care what y'all do.
Yeah, the Eagles, it's cool. It'd be nice to see them go again. We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get to this album. So 21 Savage decided to drop a new album, American Dream. He dropped it out the blue because he teased us with the trailer for the movie that he's dropping in July. And I'm thinking like, oh, this is like some kind of like marketing ploy. It ain't really like a movie. It's just like to promote that he dropping an album. And they said like new music dropping Friday. And at first it's like, oh, like new music, he's gonna drop like a new song. It's probably gonna be the song that's playing in the trailer of the movie or whatever that's playing in the background of the trailer or whatever. So then like a day or two later, he posts a track list and was like, oh, we getting
right.
Like,
that's what spooked me. I was like, oh, we getting
we getting a whole album. I was like,
it's been a while.
Yeah, I was like then he kept the marketing going by posting the baby pictures of not only himself but everybody that was on the album. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool marketing, posting everybody's baby pictures and all that.
I liked that touch. I liked it. That touch.
You know, so then
I yelped when I saw Doja Cat picture. I was like, oh, okay, like okay.
Which side note, I gotta tell you, your girl's feature on the Book of Clarence soundtrack, the song with her and Kodak Black.
She did her thing. She ate it up.
Yeah, I was like, yo, Kodak and Doja did their thing on this song.
She ate it up.
I added it to the workout playlist. I was like, I don't know how soon I'm gonna work out, but this is added to the workout playlist because they both did their thing on that song.
They did it. They did that for sure.
Yeah. So I definitely had to let you know about that. I was like, yo.
I like Doja linking up with these random rappers like this and like eating it up. It's giving very Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
In her early days, I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like no other female rapper is coming how she coming right now, and it's kind of like a Drake effect too, because she can do a lot. That girl is not just a rapper; like she can do a lot. It's interesting to see her her growth too. Like she stepped away from this pop lane, but I think she's kind of letting us know like I can do more than what y'all think. You know, you gotta remind y'all real quick, and
that I'm a rapper.
I like that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, like even the feature on the 21 Savage album, I was like,
oh. Woo, she did that.
Okay, Doja, because at first I'm like, what's this gonna sound like? You know,
The
21
beat
7.
threw me a little bit, but I was like, ooh, okay, I like it. I like it.
But so far I had my favorite bar on there when he was talking about like, hey, doesn't matter what about having me having a green card or me being from overseas, nigga, I will still shoot you.
Okay, but yeah, I think getting back to this album though, I think he did a really good job of letting us into his world a little bit, like into like his life, and just seeing like even his mom hopping on the track, just giving him like that guidance and those encouraging words and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love stuff like that, like especially with like SZA and her grandmother and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It kind of brought me back to that lane. Like it's a message throughout, and just like how he's able to just use, because we know he's a big R&B lover, and you know he's a big you know, he loved just R&B and that old school vibe, and the way that he can take the songs that he loves to sing as a sample, insane. Like it's really insane. His level for him to okay these beats and be like, yeah, I'm gonna rap on this is like insane. Like that threw me off. Like I was like, wow, okay, he did that. Like
hey, I'm gonna get 21 Savage over a Faith Evans sample. Like what?
A Faith Evans sample? Like stop playing. I was like, wait a minute. I had to play it back. Like I was like, wait a minute. Is this a song I think it is? And I was like, oh, he ate up. Like he really did. He did his thing. And just like the storytelling that he gives behind some of these songs, you can tell his just growth within rap is really intriguing to see. It's not nothing that we've never seen before, but it's very interesting to see how he's able to, you know, use these bars. And I just appreciate that he has some really nice features that we wouldn't expect. He didn't slap Drake on there. That's what I really enjoyed about it the most.
Yeah, sure. I was like, yeah, I'm glad we didn't get a Drake feature or like another Cole feature. It's like, you did that already. It's like, you know, maybe next project or like a remix or something. Like I'm cool with that later on or whatever. Yeah. Cause I'm pretty sure he'll probably do the whole deluxe thing like everybody else doing. It was like, well, what?
Yeah, and it's not. I wouldn't be mad at this being a deluxe. He did good. Like 15 track. It's not too much. It's not.
That's what I was like. 15 is a nice, good, sweet spot.
15 is perfect for a rap album in my eyes. Like anywhere between 14 to 16 tracks is honestly perfect.
Not 21 like the Cudi album, which was pretty dope. I liked, but
I did like the Cudi album, but it was overwhelming. I couldn't listen all to one in one sitting because it was 21 tracks.
And then he said the deluxe is dropping this week, and
it's like, sheesh, my boy, you should have just dropped the 2 different albums. But I get it if it's all gonna go within the same, you know, realm and stuff like that. And I'm learning that these albums are eras for these artists, so if they feel like it should be attached to a certain album that, you know, like, hey, this is part of this era, let me do that. But I get it. But Cudi did a really nice job of utilizing his beats as well. He definitely tapped into something new. And having
Metro Boomin.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, for him to have them on the album was very dope. But as soon as I listened to the 21 Savage album, I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. The way he ended it was perfect. The way he started it was perfect. None of the songs were like too long. None of the songs were too short. It was like perfectly executed to me. So I definitely, you know, appreciate 21 Savage keeping it short and sweet and just telling his message and just getting it out of there. So I think a lot of rappers should just take notes of that at least.
Yeah. Just a quick little backstory for the folks that may not have known. But behind the title and everything that his mom was speaking about in the intro was back in 2019, it was revealed that 21 Savage wasn't born in the United States. He was actually born in the UK. He was arrested and detained by ICE for having an expired visa and a criminal record. His mom relocated them when he was 7 years old. And, you know, of course, despite his British roots, he identifies as most people would do. Like, since I was a child, he identified himself as an Atlanta native, and of course that's where he got his name from, and, you know, everything else that came along with being 21 Savage and all that. But the interesting thing that I thought was cool that I wanted to talk about real quick was I saw him, he did an interview and he revealed that Meek Mill and Jay-Z were the ones that actually helped him get his green card. He said,
I thought
he
that
said
was
while he was in
interesting, too.
jail that he called Meek, and then Meek was like, "Yo, let me hook you up with Hov," and Hov was doing that, and 21 Savage was like, the fact that I'm not even a Rock Nation artist at all, like, and this man was willing to help me get all this stuff straightened out, was like, that just showed like,
I thought that
Hov
was
is a real.
so. Yeah, I thought that was very very bold of him to even like admit that, because a lot of people ain't gonna tell their business like that and things of that nature. But I thought it was very interesting that we hear these stories about Jay-Z always helping people, but like to hear it from his mouth saying like, yeah, Jay-Z helped me, get this out. And it was also interesting because it's like you wouldn't think that you wouldn't put 21 Savage and Jay-Z in the same realm with each other,
Yeah.
So the fact that he had no doubt about it, like, oh yeah, let me help you, get out this jam, I thought that was pretty dope. And it says a lot about Jay-Z's character as well, just like, who he is as a person and how he does things. It doesn't announce him, he just does it out the kindness of his heart. And to me, that's always like those bold moves that you can always, fall back on for a good person. Like, oh yeah, I know that if I'm ever in the gym, I can call Jay-Z type of thing. And that's dope as fuck just to even say something like that. Like, oh yeah, like let me go ahead and reach out to Jay-Z for some help because he helped me on this such a thing. And I think that's really dope. Just like outside of music, how these people have these relationships like this. The fact that he could call Meek Mill is also dope because it's like, are they that close? Like,
yeah, because when I was reading the article, he was saying like, yo, I just reached out to Meek because I know Meek does all that police like reform and all that stuff. He was like, I was just wanting him just to what kind of
what help he can help me with it. Yeah.
He's like, then he hooked me up with Hov was like a whole nother thing I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, that's pretty dope too.
Because Hov could have been like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do it. But he was like, no, it was like Hov hooked me up with a lawyer and all that. It's like,
wow, that's so selfless. And I think I've heard that like Jay-Z was the one to help him, but it was never like confirmed or anything like that. So hearing him actually like confirm it too was like, what? Like, okay, like, and I always say, I don't care what nobody says, Jay-Z is selfless. I love that man. Like, if I knew that man in real life, y'all wouldn't stop hearing about it for real either, because I know that he's a dope person like that. Like, I just know he is.
Yeah, but that's what makes me also think like some of the other rappers I've heard just say like, yo, yeah, I know Hov, I'm cool with Hov, like, yeah, I mean, I've never got a song, but like, I'm cool with just being able to talk to him. Like to say, like,
right.
I can text him and or whatever, or just go by the offices and talk to him for.
That's what's up. That's a flex.
Or like, I just went to go see him just to play him my album, just to get his thoughts.
That's dope.
Like, yeah, I may not ever get a feature from him, but just to like, hey, I sat down and talked to him.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. But
I'm still taking the money if I had the choice of getting the money or sitting with him.
Oh, instead of the dinner? Absolutely. Yeah. I'm still taking the money. Told us to take the money.
Yeah, right. Especially I was like even Hov said, no, take the money.
Take the money. But yeah, I always thought that was interesting too. And I think it's cool how like he does these selfless things and like people don't get a feature out of him, because like 21 Savage and Jay-Z don't have a song together. Right. And it's like, some people look at it like, oh, well, I gotta get you on a song or anything like that. It's just cool to have that relationship with people. I think that's the cool part about it.
It's like, I just respect you as a real nigga, just like and what you doing.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I like it.
But
yeah, I think the whole thing behind it being the American Dream, him naming it that, and him kind of like telling us that story a little bit, just within the title, it makes it interesting because now we know like you're not American, you're British, like, and that's interesting because we wasn't expecting that from you of all people. So him actually like getting his mom on the track, just giving him that push, like, I did this, to help you, like I wanted to see, for you to take your kids to the US and then he grows up to be this big rap star is wow. Like, I know she's so proud. Like, she did that for a reason, because in Britain, I'm pretty sure it wasn't gonna be that easy.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, like off that intro and then that All of Me song, like it really sets the stage for the album. Even
It
that
really does.
that
It really
letter to my brother joined to Young Thug, and I was and him just speaking about
that was wow.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I was like, yo,
Wow.
But then just like, yo, we just guys just trying to make our situations better, but
make it better. And I just thought, like, first of all, it lets you know how close these Atlanta people are, and people in Atlanta don't even realize, like, the rest of the world kind of looks at them differently for their type of brotherhood that they have, and they don't even realize it. I remember back on like what was that app everybody was on during the
oh, not House Party, it was that other one that everybody was talking
yeah, I can't remember, but
I can't remember it now.
But I remember 21 Savage was really active on there, and I remember people used to ask
I used to listen to him and Joe all the time.
Yes, and I remember he used to always Clubhouse. Yep. And I just remember him always being on there just talking about like his relationships with the rappers that he had in Atlanta and stuff like that. And he didn't realize like everywhere else was not like that for him. And that's when that to me also kind of struck something like, he's not from here. He don't know the rest of these cities for real, because you weren't an Atlanta native and you came from Britain and this is where you grew up and you just see this brotherhood. A lot of places not really holding each other down like that. They just say, oh yeah, I know such and such, or I was in the studio with such and such. It's never really like that brotherhood aspect that they have in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And the fact that like he shed light on that a little bit just really just shows his character, Thug's character. Like, we already know what Young Thug was doing to get his people on and having them hop on songs and making them join, and it was just like, it always was like insane to see. But him making that song and just seeing like how hurt he is that he's down like this, it's like, it's a lot that goes with it. And it's like, I think any man can, you know, agree, like, dang, having your man locked up, one of your close friends locked up, really is a painful situation. Even the song with him at the end with him and Mariah Scientist, like them coming together kind of reiterating, you know, gangsters cry too. And it's just like, we really be going through some stuff. And I think him just putting that in that album just kind of gives you that whole perspective of his American dream, and that's part of it. People go to jail, people dying, you losing your friends, you gotta make it through. People doing you dirty.
Right. And
people doing you dirty.
And it also gave me a different perspective on the whole Gunna thing. I'm like, the whole time I've been thinking like maybe Thug is cool with Gunna, but now like after hearing the 21 Savage song, I'm like, I think 21 Savage know a little bit more than what we.
Exactly. I think he knows a little bit more than.
I was like, maybe Thug really ain't cool with what Gunna did. Now I was like, this whole time I'm like, yo, just wait till Thug, you know, get so stuff clear. He gonna come out. He gonna say like, yo, Gunna's cool. But I'm like, after hearing that song, I'm thinking like,
I don't think so.
I was like, I don't think so anymore.
I don't think so. But it's just interesting too, because I'm just really thinking about him coming here as a child and just how he had to maneuver through Atlanta like that. Right. Like, I can only imagine like how hard it was to like plant his feet, and it probably felt like he was being something that he wasn't at first. Like, cause I'm really looking at it like he's such a well-spoken guy. Like, every interview 21 Savage does, he's so well-spoken, he's so educated, and you could tell he really loves music. Like, he just enjoys music as a whole, no matter what kind, and he just enjoys it. And then I'm thinking about like the people he's surrounded by and the people that like got him on his right path. It's like, well, how could he not make amazing music? Because it's like, look who he's surrounded by, like all his friends and just everybody that he knows in the industry. And I think that this album kind of like puts it in the light, like, yes, he came out with a lot of mumble rappers, but
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Neezy here. I wanted to make sure that y'all go and get your Naturally Made Instant Moisture Duo. That's right, you know, this Instant Moisture Duo can be used on braids, locks, twists, beards, and all of your natural hair. The moisturizer is all natural ingredients. One of our key ingredients, aloe vera. You know, aloe vera is really great for your scalp. And our oil blend is a mixture of the best oils that you can use to promote hair growth and give your hair a good shine and overall just a natural glow. So you're getting 2 amazing products. Make sure you go to inaudibleruckus.com/naturallynay. And also you can follow us on Instagram at naturally_nay, NAEE.
Juice lead with another jam, you can jam up your ram, sucker. Fist on the ram like a plan at the ruckus. Twist up my hands and I blend with my cousins. Family the man made a plan in the huddle, and we put our palms together like Slim, little brother. Now the flow wet, I was playing in the puddle. Off with your head, brought it back to the murder. Triple OG with the duck sauce. Duck sauce, duck sauce, duck sauce, duck sauce. Used to be mean as fuck y'all. Fuck y'all, fuck y'all, fuck y'all, fuck y'all. Keep it low key, keep it ducked off. Ducked off, ducked off, ducked off, ducked off. Triple OG with the duck sauce. Triple OG on triple OG on triple OG. Little low me, he be low key. I keep it on me, I swear. If he gon' reach, nigga gon' see Mary Bo Peep. I put that on Jesus bread. Rate me out, please. It's been all week. I been off key, grandmama. I need some prep. My people gon' eat, need the whole thing, not a little piece. Whoever said life was fair? Had to pull a couple strings like I'm working with a fiddle. Ain't nobody notice I'm the leader in the middle. You might need a boat to flow the ripples in my riddles. From the atheist, the Holy Ghost, the living niggas down. They don't mention me, I'm on a living in a new dimension. Rather sip on a palmer with a bitch and speaking French. We can kick it like a punter if we
He has a lot to say, and he knows how to put it into work. And I think that's why this album is kind of getting a lot of attention, because when you put out a lot of mess albums that don't really have a lot of substance to them, and then you finally do have somebody that, you know, you thought was mumbling and all this other stuff, and you finally listen to what he putting out, you're like, well, hold on, this is actually kind of good. This is actually relatable.
Like, he really cares about the songs he created. Like, no, like, I'm not just making,
you could tell he cares a lot about the songs he created. That's the big.
Like, I want to make a full project. I'm not just going to throw a bunch of songs together and just be like, all right, yeah, this is the album. Like, I'm creating like a film, a soundtrack.
All the songs coincide, literally. They all match. They all coincide. I love it.
And also, I want to say about Young Thug was the fact that it really hit me. It was like, I really noticed over like the last year, it seemed like every album, or at least like every big album that came out, had a Young Thug feature on it. I was like, yo, Young Thug is loved by everyone, because even Thug is on the Cudi album.
Yes.
I was like, Cudi is on like everybody's album. I was like, yo, everybody loves Thug.
I love it. And that's how you know, like, Thug is really like the people's champion. Like, we love him. Like, Thug is really that guy. But you gotta remember, Thug was one of those ones that kind of changed the whole sound of rap. And he kind of pioneered it. It's like, you gotta think, we had a whole sound going in the 2010s. And coming out towards the end of it, that sound changed a little bit. And I think we can all kind of think like, okay, this we got to thank Young Thug a little bit for this, because he kind of changed the sound up a lot.
Yep, and he put on a lot of people on.
And put on a lot of people in the process.
And I remember, it was before he went away. I remember like reading like an interview or seeing an interview or whatever from him, just talking about like how like his whole family like works for him, like for the label.
That's so dope.
And I was like, yo, he was like, yeah, my brothers, my sisters, my mama, like, he's like, this is a real like family operation that we got going on here.
I love that. That's so dope.
So I was like thinking about that, and then just realizing like how many albums I've listened to over like the last year or two that have him as a feature
on it.
Because like the first few ones that came out, I can't remember like what album, but the first like few that came out after he went in, I was thinking like, oh, these are just probably the songs that they just had like in the tug, just, you know, just like wait.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, oh, he must have recorded these before he went in, but every album coming out, like either they digging up old stuff, just stuff that he scrapped, and I find that hard to believe, because they're all pretty good. Like, they're not bad verses. Like, it sounds like some stuff that he just put out today.
I was like, yo, I think y'all really like calling this dude and having him like record the stuff.
I do, but now I think about it, that album, because Young Thug did put out an album out last year, and that was kind of like a bunch of throwaways that he kind of left unfinished or something. You can kind of tell, but even then, I still liked it. Like, Young Thug is.
Because I like the the revamped version where Metro was like, "Yep," he's like, "If I had control, this is how I would have."
Oh yeah.
Sequenced it. So when I listened to it the second time around, I was like, "Oh, this is way better." Like sequenced the way that
The
Metro
way
had
that
to
you sequence that album is so important. It's so.
A lot of these rappers don't know that. A lot of these R&B artists don't know. It's like the way you have to. Just artists in general just don't know.
So important.
Especially, I feel like, especially with R&B, I feel like if you want to sequence your album, especially as an R&B artist, you need to go to The Dream. I feel like The Dream is the best.
He knows how to he knows how to sequence an album for sure. Even his albums from back in the day, they sequenced really well, flow together. I like those R&B albums where you gotta look up and be like, "Oh, the song changed. That's so nice." Like, I like that type of. I like that type of.
Yeah, because I can't remember what the name of it, but it was a Justin Sky album that came out like maybe 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. That he produced or sequenced it, and when I found out afterwards, I'm like, no wonder I like this album so much. I was like, because this nigga is he's the one that sequenced the album for.
Right, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And yeah, that was when I was like, yo, if you're an R&B artist and you want to sequence your album, just call The Dream.
Call The Dream.
He will sequence your album for sure and like get it right. Like, hey, we're gonna make these transitions to these next songs like amazing. Where you're like, oh shit, I'm all the way 2 songs later. I didn't even know. I thought I was still just listening to one long ass song.
Yeah, I like that vibe though. There's always something about it. I like that vibe.
Oh yeah, I love that. But as far as the album, besides probably the Doja one, like what are some of your other favorite features? From myself, I think besides the Doja one, I think the Dirk one is my favorite.
I really like the Travis Scott feature.
Oh yeah.
That feature to me, because I didn't like the Travis Scott album. I think I said this on the last episode when I came on. I didn't.
No one liked that album.
I just do not like it. But all of his features that he keep hopping on sound so good.
Yeah, like my boy the other day when we talked about Kid Cudi, he was like, "Yo, that Travis Scott feature on the Kid Cudi album was better than any verse he had on Utopia."
Like that Utopia album was so trash, and it really breaks my heart because I've never hated a Travis Scott album, never missed a Travis Scott show, and here I am. I just have no desire. Like I just can't do it. But that feature it blew my mind. Like I was like, wow. Like the way that they both was going back and forth and just catching each other flows. The beat was perfect for both of them. Like, wow, I really loved it. Like I said, I wish I could have got that on the Utopia album, but it is what it is. But I really liked it, and I like the Summer Walker album. Not the Summer Walker, the Summer Walker feature.
Yeah.
I did like it a lot. I just from the title, I thought it was gonna be like that remake song of that you have to do more than just say you have to do less. But I thought it was gonna be like the improvement of that. But I'm kind of glad they didn't use that feature because maybe Tory Lanez kind of tore it down a little bit for using that song. But I just wish Summer Walker would have had like a verse on that song, just to like how she did on Good Good. Like I don't know, I just feel like it kind of would have spiced it up a little bit. But just her talking her shit on the chorus, I really enjoyed it. Very quotables. I love the quotables in that song. You can make a lot of captions on Instagram just from that song alone. So I really. Oh,
speaking of that, real quick, I was gonna say the Doja Cat feature. What I liked about that verse was when she was saying ad lib.
Yes,
I thought that was so amusing because I had to go to the lyrics and was like, oh, she's saying ad lib.
Yes, I love.
It was like verse, ad lib, verse, ad lib.
Yes, I love Doja Cat for that. Like she knows how to play with your mind for sure. Yeah. I love it.
I was like, did she just say ad lib like 3 times in a row?
Yes.
I was like, but this is entertaining that she's saying that.
I love it. I love it. I love that song so much. But yeah, those were definitely my 3 favorite features, I think. Surprisingly, I didn't really like the Dirk feature all like that. Only because it sounded like 2 different songs to me. Maybe because 21 is a very chill rapper, and then Dirk is a very, what the fuck? Like, he's very in your face with it and very loud, and you're gonna get straight to the point. So it just felt like I was listening to 2 different songs at one point. But I think it's one of those songs that'll grow on me.
Yeah.
But I would say that, Doja, Summer, and Travis Scott were definitely my favorite features for sure.
Yeah, I would say the Dirk, Doja, and
but we not gonna sleep on that Burna Boy feature though.
yeah, the Burna, because it was because I was like, oh my, what's this Burna Boy song going? I'm like, oh, this is actually. I was like, oh, this is fire.
Yeah, that was fire. I'm not gonna sleep on that because I was just listening to that in the car and I was like, yeah, this eats in the car. Like, I'm not gonna. Burna Boy knows how to make those "I Hate You Girl" songs real quick.
Yeah,
like, girl, you did me wrong. Like, he gonna do that real quick for you and make it sound good.
Yeah, because at first I was like, oh no, I was like,
I didn't know how that was gonna sound either. I was like, Savage. And
I was like,
Burna Boy.
Yeah, I was like, I know you from the UK and everything, but how's this going to sound?
It was really good. I like
it.
It definitely threw me for a little bit, but I like it. But yeah, that was definitely. I'm not gonna lie. I think that Burna Boy song is probably one of my favorite songs on the album.
It might be. I still gotta give it a couple more listens through, but definitely like one of the highlights of the album. I really can't think of any song that like where it was like
that you didn't like off the cusp. You're like, I don't really like this. What's so funny is the first time I heard Red Rum, I skipped it because I knew everybody was gonna like the song, and I wanted to circle back. I was like, I'm not about to listen to this because I know everybody was gonna like it. And I pulled up to the gas station and somebody was playing. I was like, yeah, they about to play that song out. Like, they about to play that song out. But I really like it. That's a driving song. Like, you on the freeway, Red Rum. That's a good, like, I like it. It's definitely gives that old 21 vibe that, it sounds like it could have been on the East Side album for real. But I liked it. I like Red Rum a lot.
Yeah, I was like, just think about it. It's like, there's no real song that I'm like, I would have took off really.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe the Brent Fires one, because I was just like, I don't
know. I'm not a big fan of Brent Fires with features.
Yeah, but I was like, I thought it was funny, like, should have wore a bonnet.
Yeah, should have wore a bonnet. Because you should have. I mean,
I was like, this some gangster hood kids, like, girl, you know what was gonna happen coming over here. You should
wear a bonnet, and I think that's a funny bar. It's relatable. It's very funny, but it's one of those songs where people about to just listen to just because of the message, and it's relatable content. When it's other better songs on that album, I don't want it to be one of those. I'm trying to think. It was another album. Oh, the song with Young Thug. That song go crazy at the gym.
Yeah, pop your shit. Yep.
I was sweating bullets yesterday listening to that song. It was really good. See the real. That's his TikTok. That's his TikTok song.
Yeah, just give it time. It's gonna
be a TikTok. It's gonna be a TikTok song. Watch. It's gonna go crazy on TikTok. But it's probably gonna be that in that Young Thug song too. Yeah.
Pop
just so people
shit.
can do all of that. That Pop Your Shit is crazy. That is a good song. They did their thing. But yeah, all in all, like when the album was done and when it was complete, like that, I think that song with him and Mariah at the end kind of was like, oh wow, like this is a great album just from how it started from the time it finished. Like,
yeah, and I'm loving the love that Mariah is getting, because I really just got hip to her like last year.
Me too, Mariah, and it's like, we know she's not the best vocalist, and it's like I think she knows that. She did an interview with it might have been Big Fat. I can't remember, but it was she did an interview with somebody, and she pretty much was just saying like she never wanted to be a singer. She just knew she was a good writer.
Okay.
And how she would go to the studio and she would have so much fun writing and recording, to the point where she knew like, if I sing this song, and if I have a really good engineer, they can, make me sound good, type of thing. And she was never proud of that. Eventually, she started going to see vocal coaches and things like that so she can better herself. But it's just interesting to see how you have a talent and you worked your butt off to actually make it better, because her pen is immaculate. Like, she writes really good songs, and the fact that she was like, okay, I'm going to learn how to sing a lot better because this is fun to me. I think that was really cool. And she really stopped going to school to be a chemist. She had 1 year left. I can't get over that. Right. She had 1 year left. I would think it was a year. It might have been a semester, she said.
Oof.
And she just had so much fun in the studio to the point where she wasn't studying no more. She was trying to hurry up and go back to the studio. Like, that was fun. I want to go back. And I was like, wow. Like, listening to her in that, I was like, wow, she really jumped on faith for that. Like, so the fact that she's getting all this love really is, I love it. It's amazing because she really is a good writer.
I'm definitely, because again, I got hip to her like really like last year when I was hearing that, I guess, her and Thug date. So I was just like,
oh yeah.
And then I remember when she dropped that From a Woman song, and then he dropped From a Man.
From a Man, yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, like for y'all to do that.
For anybody that's like trying to, dive deep into, Mariah the Scientist and just see like how deep her pen goes, listen to her Master album. It's really good. It's just like, you can really see just how well her pen is just from that album alone. And she just does a really good job of like painting a picture. The whole album kind of is a story in a way. Just like getting over somebody type of thing. Like, the different phases you go of getting over to somebody, and it's kind of like, you kind of talk yourself out of it, like, oh, it'll be okay, girl, like, you gonna see him in your dreams, he gonna be in your nightmares, but that's okay. And you're gonna see things that remind you of him, and that's okay. And then you kind of like, in the end, you kind of just like, she kind of brings it all together, like with the last like 4 or 5 tracks with some Loving You was kind of stupid anyway, like it's just kind of like breaks it all down to different songs. And it really is like amazing to see like her pen like going from begging to like, okay, I'm that girl, like y'all not about to play me like this. And it's just like, the whole thing is really a story. So like, if y'all ever want to just like really understand where this love will get from Mariah the Scientist, mine came from Master. I know she got another album too, but that's the one that sounded really good. The other one is Rah Rah World.
Yeah,
that one's pretty good too. That one's a good song too. That's when she first started dealing with Young Thug, so you kind of get into the world that way. But her very first was Master, and it's so good. So, and she ended the album with a song called Not a Love Song, and that's probably like the best songs I probably ever heard in my 20 years of living. like I'm not even kidding you. Just the writing, how relatable it is, just it's wild. And her vocals are not the best, but you feel like she's singing her heart out. Like, it just sounds really good.
Okay, I'm about to check that out.
Yeah, so let y'all know. Let me know how y'all like it.
Oh yeah, definitely have to add that to the playlist and check it out. Well, how would you rate this 21 Savage album compared to like a lot of his other projects? At least not the the Drake collab, but at least like the
amongst his own, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we can count that album for real, because he just sprinkled him in there like parsley.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would think it's definitely in his top 3. As far as like his discography, I don't think nothing will ever. I like the Issa album so much because 2017 was like a different time for me, and I was like coming into my own as an adult, and just like feeling myself, and just like, and I was in love, and he had love songs on there, like that special hit something different for me, and just just FaceTime. I love those little songs. I love songs where people could just rappers sound soft like for a second. But I think it's definitely top 3 because when you look at his whole albums and just like all his songs and everything like that, he puts a lot of time and effort into just like how he raps and just like what he wants to talk about. Like, it's not always about the same thing. And for that, I always will appreciate him for that. I know a lot of people love that I Was, that's when he was dating Amber at the time, and that was that Ball Without You, and Today was a good day. Like, that was a good song. Like, and he does a really good job of just adding it on. I feel like when you add this album to his discography and you hit shuffle, I think everybody can say like it fits right in.
Yeah, it does.
With everything that's going on. And I think that's important too. When you like an artist, you don't want them switching up too much, especially from an artist that you don't expect to switch up. Like, we expect 21 Savage to stay the same for the most part. But I just thought that was
you can still see the growth in Like
like he has a lot of growth, and I think this just kind of sheds light on his storytelling that he's able to do, and just how he's able to just, you know, we always knew he was capable of, you know, giving a love song and giving a radio bop. But like, what about your stories, and what about, you know, can you go deep? Can you be relatable? Can you, you know, we know you can make bops for women, because, you know, it's always one of those. And I think this album kind of answers all those questions. You know, he got personable, he got real, he got, you know, and he was still able to add his little 1-2
21 flavor.
He still got the love songs, he still got the club joints, he still got all of that, but he was able to tell the story. And I think that's important too. Like,
yep, and also just makes you think like, hey, this is also showing you don't need to drop an album every year. Like, if it means I gotta wait 5 years to give y'all
overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed. People drop every year. Like, I know everybody don't like NBA Youngboy, but I do, and I'm overwhelmed with his music because he dropped way too much.
Yeah, it's like you have something like every month.
He dropped like once every 2 months, and it's so overwhelming. Like,
yeah, like when he first was, I was listening, I was like, I thought I was just like, I don't even know what is what. I was like, I'm just gonna stop. If
when
I hear something, I hear
say
something.
like they favorite NBA albums and stuff like that, I'm like, how do y'all know which one belongs to what? How do y'all know? Because I don't. Like, I just know that I really know the songs. I feel like when you build your discography to be so large like that, you still need. Everybody needs like their thriller, you know, like the album that's like gonna showcase you in a way. And when you drop too much like that, it's like, well, hold on, this is a bit overwhelming. Let's slow down a little bit. And I think him taking time, and it's like he did his feature run. You know, he did the things with the big dogs. He did his thing with his peers, and I think that's important too, to show your lane is not just in one spot. And then he kind of like secured it, and it's like, okay, well now we want to see more from 21 Savage, because you kind of ate all these features up. You ate with Drake on this album. That was so dope of you to do, and then you happened on all these.
Then you
songs.
went on tour.
Then you went on tour with him. You did all your. It's like he did pick the favorite songs. Because I caught the Drake and 21 Savage tour. It was just interesting to see like the songs that he was performing, because it was like, dang, I kind of forgot about this. You have a nice discography. And I think that kind of like let us remind us in a way, like, I'm not just this feature guy. I had y'all bopping for a little minute. So the fact that he kind of came out with this album, and then it kind of like adds on to his discography, it just lets you know like 21 is gonna be around for a while.
Oh yeah.
And it's good to know like he's not rushing these albums. He's not, you know, trying to hurry up and drop them or anything like that. It's just pretty cool to see, and I think that's important to keep in mind when you're an artist. You know, you don't want to overwhelm your fans with too much music.
Yeah, that's how I was like, when I was looking. I'm like, oh, this really is his first solo album in 5 years. I was like, damn.
Like, it's been a while.
I was like, I don't feel like it's been 5 years, but
exactly, because he kept us updated with those features, and every feature he hopped on was so good. Like, he was on the most random people albums, and he was eating them up every time.
Yeah.
He was really eating them up every time.
Yeah, because I think it was 2021, 2022, and I was just like, yo, 21 Savage is like my best feature artist for the year.
Yeah, and don't forget he had that song with Nas. Yep. Like, he did his big one. And I think when you kind of put him in this box, you don't know where to place 21, because it's not like he came out, you know, with Cole in them, and it's not like he came out, you know, you can't necessarily say, oh, he's like Uzi, because he's not. You can't necessarily say he's like Thug, because he's not. And you can't necessarily say he's like Drake either, because he's not. So it's the fact that he can just really just utilize himself on anybody's track.
Yeah, like I literally could be on a track with all those people you named and still hold my own.
Crazy. Like, I'm really thinking about everybody that he did songs with, and I'm just like, none of these coincide. Like, none of these, like, it's crazy. It's like Jay-Z in a way, right? Like Jay-Z hopping on tracks with people that we would never expect him to hop on tracks with, and he's eating them up. 21 Savage is kind of doing the same thing. Like, I hate to say it, but he is.
Yeah.
He don't rap as well as Jay. Like, he's not using the metaphors and stuff, but his cadence is amazing. Like, the fact that he can keep his flow and dabble in different kind of beats is mind-blowing. It really blows my mind. I'm like, how is he like Red One? I think that's what kind of threw me in a way. I'm like, this might be a little too fast for him, but he ate it.
Yeah, he did.
He ate it. And it's like, I'm just thinking, like, a lot of these songs are like slow. A lot of these songs are fast. A lot of these are like, you can rap on this? I can't see a bad beat for him yet. And it's really cool how he took the time out to do these features, and he just dabbled in so many different things, and he came and used it all on his own album. And I love it. You can see his growth, and I think that's important. I think that's what.
Yeah, overall, I'd probably say right now, I'd say, yeah, like you said, top 3. Like, I Am Better Than I Was like, it was cool, but I was like, but right now, I think I would probably put that 4. If I thought about it. Right. I have to really like go back and like really.
Which 2 you put before it?
As a right, because I really like Savage Mode 2.
Savage Mode 2 was really good.
I was like, I really like Savage Mode.
That Glock in my lap was crazy.
I was like, East would be number 2, and then the new album. But I was like, I need to go back, listen to all the other stuff, and kind of just like, you know, do my compare and contrast. Like, okay, which one was I really like?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. It's a lot. Like, I don't know. I think just like you can, like I said, you can literally put all 4 of those albums on shuffle and be satisfied with everything that comes on, because he really does a great job of just, not everything sounds the same, but like he don't change up his cadence, and I think that's so dope. I think that's so dope. I can't wrap my mind around that.
You still think
like,
it's
kind of like Juicy J in a way, right? Juicy J gonna have the same cadence on every single song, but the beat might be just a little bit different. But him, he can really take any beat and really keep his same cadence, and I think that's crazy. Like I'm
gonna find my pocket, and
he gonna find his pocket. He gonna find his pocket. And that's why I kind of laugh. You know how Nicki Minaj would say, like, oh, I wanted to hop on this song, but I don't know, the beat was just a little too off for me, or just whatever. And it's like, Nicki, no, that beat ain't for me. That beat ain't for me. 21 Savage be like, well, let me hear it again. We can do something with this. We can do something with this. Like, let me hear it again. Like, him and Metro really be cooking some stuff up. And Metro be like, nah, I'm gonna save for 21. What?
You know,
like,
I'm looking forward to Metro having a good year.
I really want to know.
I was like, Metro's about to have a really good year too. I was like, he got the.
Oh, I know it.
He got the Future joint coming out. I know. JID said they got a whole project together.
I'm excited for that. So excited for that.
Metro said he's working on his next solo like producer track album. I was like, yo, you already ended 2022 with basically one of the best albums of 2023, or was it 2021, whatever that year was. I was like, then he did the I love that Spider-Man 2 soundtrack.
That Spider-Man soundtrack is so good. Like, he did his thing. I'm loving these Black produced soundtracks. It's really making my heart smile. I love it. It really makes me happy.
So I was like, I'm excited to see what Metro does the rest of the year. I was like, because starting off like this, even though he didn't do all the tracks, he only did like maybe I think like 3 or 4 tracks on the 21, but it's like it's a good step in. Like, okay, y'all see what I did with 21, all right.
Right.
Where do y'all see what I do with this Future?
That's so true.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I like it.
Anything else you want to let the folks know about? Nah, you can just go ahead and give your social medias and all that stuff.
Yes, so I did say the podcast is coming back out. I'm in the middle of doing some new art for it, getting some stuff ready. So I'm coming back. I don't want to put a date on it. I kind of just want to drop, so just be on the lookout. And follow me on everything at Key from Clee. I just changed my Instagram handle to Keith from Clee as well, just so it's easier to find me. Didn't want to just make it like just all about my podcast. And Twitter is where I get active. Follow me on Twitter, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just coming back. I'm excited for some new music this year, per usual. I got some concerts coming up. I'm seeing Playboy Cardi in a couple weeks. I'm seeing Drake and Cole at the end of February in Cleveland. Very excited about that. But I think that's all I have lined up for this year. I'm going to Dreamville Fest this year. I'm so excited to finally get to go to Dreamville Fest.
Yeah, the only one I have so far is the Eric Bellinger concert. I think that's in March.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it'll be like my fourth time seeing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm a big Eric Bellinger fan. I was like, yeah, I think it'll be like my fourth time seeing him.
I was like, I want to say, I think you got me hip for real back in the day. But yeah, I'm excited to see, who else is going. Trying to see if I can see Nicki Minaj, but I don't know. If I do, it'll probably be in Detroit. But yeah, I know I'm gonna go to Roots Picnic in June. I go every year, so I'll be back this June for sure.
Okay.
They didn't announce the people just yet, but we'll see. I know they work very hard to get a nice lineup every year, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited to see Dreamville too. I know they added Nicki, but I know my friends want to see Nicki anyway because they just love that Pink Friday too, which I do too. I don't love it as much as they do, but I love it. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what the new year holds and just getting back into my creative space, my creative bag, and I'm moving, and hopefully this is my last lease I sign in Cleveland, and we'll just go from there. It's just funny because Dallas is on one of my places to move to. So
Okay.
We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much what my year is just looking like. I'm just trying to, get back in my creative bag, but the podcast is definitely in the mix. It should be back up and running within the next few weeks here. Just getting some new cover art because I just realized my cover art does not look like me anymore. I don't look like that anymore. So I'm just switching up my cover art. But yeah, I'm just getting in the groove and just writing down everything that I want to accomplish this year, and it's coming into fruition for me. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm happy for you. Looking forward to the new revamped podcast and everything. So
absolutely, it's definitely gonna be revamped. New cover art, new drop day, all of that. So
okay, looking forward to it. But appreciate you taking the time to do this, sit down and talk with me. This is your boy Smilez. I'm here with my girl Keith from Clee, and we out.
Bye guys.